An elderly disabled man says he was treated like a terrorist while trying to fly out of Des Moines. The man says he understands the Transportation Security Administration has a job to do.
But he says its Des Moines employees should also use a little common sense. Channel 13's Aaron Brolbeck has the story, new at 10.
When you think terrorist, Primo Meza is probably not the guy you're picturing. Still, the elderly handicapped Florida man was detained by TSA agents so long he had to miss his flight home. Meza is on this oxygen machine, and the batteries have to be charged up for it to work. As Meza and his stepdaughter were getting ready to board their plane after visiting his sick sister here in Des Moines, they were stopped by Transportation Security Administration workers because Meza's pacemaker was setting off their alarms.
They were, scanning him in the wheelchair, and they informed me that they needed to search our luggage, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So 10 minutes went by and I said, hey, I need to plug him in so that, he's not using up his battery life.
But TSA agents told them they couldn't.
When I tried to walk towards him, they surrounded me and told me I couldn't touch him. And I said, but I told him like 5 times I needed to plug him in so that he didn't lose his battery life. And they adamantly said I could not.
By the time TSA let Meza board his plane, he didn't have enough battery power for the trip back to Florida.
They scanned me 3 times in there, and then,
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
And then they took me into a private room, and they scanned me again the same way they did out there.
And that
Found
stops
nothing.
his pacemakers
Every
3
time they scan
seconds
it.
every time they scanned him. So if he had had an incident, that pacemaker wouldn't have been active enough to recover him.
Meza says he spent most of his life living and working here in Des Moines and has flown countless times but never experienced anything like dealing with these TSA agents.
I grew up in West Des Moines, so probably some of these guys' his father I knew, and, but I just can't believe that they'd do something like that. I just don't understand that.
Now, Meza says TSA agents also confiscated a pair of dumbbells that he needs to keep his circulation flowing because the agents considered those dumbbells to be a dangerous weapon. The TSA did release a statement saying, in this case, TSA officers attempted to accommodate this individual professionally and expeditiously as possible, and that for security and safety reasons, the limited number of electrical outlets in the checkpoint are used exclusively for screening equipment and other screening functions. The spokeswoman says that after the 20-minute screening was finally complete, agents directed Meza to the outlets in the concourse to charge his oxygen machine batteries, but by then he had to begin boarding the plane, so he didn't have time to charge them and couldn't fly out.
And so now he's just waiting to get back to Florida?
Right now he's waiting to get back to Florida. He's staying with some relatives, but he says the whole thing has left a really bad taste in his mouth.
Okay, thanks, Aaron.